came about and how it was moved from the national government. There was a concern of maybe meeting deliberations on the same. Yeah, but he's still working on, the team is still working on it, and we'll give a report on the same.
So Governor, I think you need to work with the auditors so that, yes?
Just, unless my memory is failing me, Governor, the first time this conversation happened, I think it was in this same committee, in the first year. And I remember you telling us that this system is now fully hosted by us, that you can go and show me where the servers are. How did it go to Konza? Unless I don't understand how this thing works.
Yeah, that was what we wanted. We wanted to actually have it where servers. Because this staff of national government, remember it was in a mess where you have staff of national government working at the county, working with the county. If you look at the background on page 2, it talks about cabinet sitting of May 2018, where they approved the joint national resource mapping using multi-agency approach. So we wanted them to fully hand it over to us, the national government. But when we did that analysis, and this committee actually recommended that it's actually better to get it as software as a service. It will, we don't have to think about many of the running costs of the system. And so that is why we agreed now to engage the national government, to contract them, for them to run it for us. So that if they need to upgrade the servers, if they need to change whatnot, they can do it. But that was the initial intention when we got into office. So please just leave it here with us, hand it over, let the county run it on its own. You recommended that software as a service is the best, I'm sure the clerk can remember. The chairman, is very good in ICT and systems related issues. Yeah. And that's the recommendation we followed. On this financial year with a technical support framework, now we have a full contract that we contracted them we procured and contracted the ministry through now Conza Technopolis.
So I think
whatever further is required, and they are doing the audit, we've given the entire background, and this document has the entire history and how it has come to, if there's any additional document required, we'll give.
So I think cooperate with the auditors who are on the ground now, give all the information that is required, including whatever they want, whatever they need.
By the way, Chair, for the information of the Auditor General, there was an entire inquiry by the Nairobi County Assembly into our revenue system, but the report disappeared somewhere. If you are able to find it, please give me a copy. Because somehow that report has never been tabled in the Assembly, and it doesn't make any sense for us.
Chair, I just wanted to point out, as I noticed the last issue.
Yes.
I'm told that report disappeared between the Speaker's office and the table, but we'll get that report, don't worry.
So before you ask, before ask that, Governor just cooperated with the auditors, the ongoing audit, so that we're able to answer all the questions.
They have full access.
Involving the Nairobi.
Chair, it was on the agreement.
You will ask.
Okay.
Yes, you'll ask.
And just to point out, remember the Parliament has been it has been unequivocal in the need for having these systems domiciled within government, because there were a lot of private sector vendors. I'm sure you look at other counties and the systems that they're operating, this is more solid as a government system. But I think that is up to the different counties that you audit and the systems they're trying to use. This is not a private sector vendor, this is not a private individual, this is government to government, which is more secure. You remember there had been an attempt which was resisted at the Council of Governors to have one revenue system for counties. If that was to happen, it would be this system that has been developed by government. And the reason why for us it is very useful, remember I've told you the highest revenue earner for counties is land rates. If I go into the system today and put in an LR number, I'll get all the history. We have what we call APIs between the Ministry of Lands, between Survey of Kenya. That is information you will not get from a private vendor. If I put in your number plate because of parking, immediately it tells me this car is owned by Jones Maruma, this is his phone number, and I send you a message. You will not do that with a private vendor, as you should. So there is actually, it's prudent, and there's good synergy, when you use this system that require identification. Just by your name and your ID, I'll get your unique identifier. I can be able to get information for KRA purposes or for our own purposes, on property, on vehicles, on identification. And that is the move that Treasury had been trying to do throughout the country. We're the only county that has actually now subscribed to this as a system within government. Because we see no value. I see less value with a private sector vendor who doesn't have the synergies, the data sets, the access to information that is domiciled within government. Yeah. That was just for further information.
For all the queries under 4.1, 4.2, that is hosting, 4.3, let's just keep them in view, auditor, so that in the subsequent audit we give, we get more information. Senator,
Chair, just on this signing, you know, under the Architect of Devolution and the County Governments Act, County Secretary is a very important person. Why would an acting County Secretary sign this document?
Why not?
where is that?
On the agreement.
On the agreement, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And do you still have this same person acting?
He was active at that point. That's why he signed it. In that year, we sent a proposal to the Assembly. The County Secretary must be passed by the County Assembly, which we did send a proposal that was rejected at that point. We've now set up another selection panel, and we wrote to the County Speaker under Section 44A of the County Government Act, and as well as Section 58 that provides for the County Public Service Board and the County Secretary. That's an ongoing process here.
So there is a substantive County Secretary?
No, there's another one acting at this
So
point.
don't you think it is very dangerous to have somebody acting in office to sign?
No, that officer is also substantively a chief officer. It's not a stranger. That is a substantive public officer.
He is, but he's signing here as a County Secretary, and you know he's a custodian of correspondence and communication officer.
So maybe, Chair, you can. I don't know what the Senator is recommending. So if you don't
Well,
sign,
you should ask your county, what do you call, Irene?
to sign.
No, not to sign, to advise, because these are very critical documents. Because somebody is acting, when you have somebody substantive, a problem might arise down the law.
They take responsibility.
That is why even chair in this committee and in parliament, we don't even entertain somebody acting in office to appear before us.
Please.
And from this
It's a period, yeah.
If they are acting,
so is there a breakthrough with your county assembly that you might get
Senator
some?
Sakaja is to be maintained the Labour Committee and as the Vice Chair. So some of these things we know.
Yeah.
You should ask for a particular. You should act for a particular period, then you are confirmed. But during that time when you are acting,
You're in charge.
take responsibility.
Even though there's an acting chair of this committee.
Yes.
Chair, I think governor is taking these issues casually. Yeah, I'm concluding. I think he's taking these things casually. We know the importance of somebody who is a substantive office holder to sign a document. So my concern is, is there a breakthrough? You will get a substantive county secretary?
Yeah, there is.
When?
That is what I've just explained, Chair. Senator
most
Cherami,
likely-
I don't need to repeat. I've explained that pursuant to 44A and 58 of County Government Act, they're written to the Speaker to set up a selection panel that will do this. The Public Service Board, 2 members. Section 44 says with necessary modification. The Speaker says it's not necessary for me to write. So we have a correspondence between us on that issue. We will substantially fill the office of the County Secretary, County Public Service Board, County Attorney. That's an ongoing process, Chair.
I remember just doing that. Please just go on record. Commissioner.
Yes, Komo Mogeni, Senator of Nyamira, and a member of this committee.
Let's just look at one on effectiveness of internal controls, risk management and governance. You can look at one item, number 2, auditor, inaccurate taxpayers data. What were you querying and what is the situation now? Inaccurate taxpayers data, auditor. Did you get that? Which is under report on
Thank
the...
you, Chair.
Yes.
The land rights records within the Nairobi P were found to have missing information. We had some that did not have the debtor's name in the parcel's number, and some had system-generated customers' number missing. Thank you.
Yes, Governor.
Chair, the county government of Nairobi embarked on a data cleansing exercise to ensure accurate completeness and validity of our customers' data in information systems, which is part of what I've explained, the APIs of the ministry, the land records, KRA records, etc. The exercise is still ongoing, and owing to the multiplicity of revenue streams in the county, a committee appointed to spearhead the exercise started with the land rates, and thereafter shall move to the other streams. The team has made major strides, and all identified gaps and issues are being addressed as per copies of minutes of meetings attached. There's an appendix on the report on data cleansing committee activities, appendix 17. That committee is chaired by the chief officer, Smart Nairobi. We have the then chief officer revenue administration, our valuers, director of rates survey, system administrators, Nairobi Pay officers, and revenue officers. Chair. It's an ongoing process. You must keep updating your data. Just the same way the ministry also continues to do it. Sometimes people do subdivisions, and so one land parcel becomes two, or there's an amalgamation. Sometimes there's a sale of land, so the rate pair becomes somebody different. So it's a continuous exercise, Chair, that must continue being done. Harmonization of nomenclature of parcel number. You remember, Chair,